Ryan Ham here, and as you can see, something has happened to my poor CVA Hunter 44 Magnum rifle. It seems to be missing something off the end of the barrel, and it's in pieces. I also have a few additions that I'll go over here pretty quickly. What I wanted to do is continue my review from the last video and kind of show you all the parts. As you can see, the receiver looks like it's investment cast. It has got a very large pivot pin there that I've knocked through in order to get the barrel out, and I sent it to my gunsmith. You see the release lever here, and so down inside of the receiver, if you can see, the release lever pivots and moves that little block out of the way, and it catches down at the bottom here. Hope you can see that. And then when you push the little lever, it moves that block out of the way, and the barrel is allowed to move out of the way. There you go. Some neat little date marks on there. It looks like it was made in 5 of 2014. I can only see a couple of pins going through here. There's one through here, and there's two there. I cannot see how everything is put together on the inside, and I'm not going to take it down any further. Those parts that are investment cast seem pretty well done. The really sharp edge right here, and what I am going to do is I'm going to take this edge down with some files and a stone and maybe some sandpaper, and then refinish it, and I'll show you the finished product. I won't bore you with the details. So that's the receiver. Now the receiver is held in by this little ingenious bolt here that it's different than what I've experienced in the past. It comes down at a very sharp angle from the receiver, and it goes down through the stock. So the stock is actually held in through the grip, the pistol grip. There's absolutely nothing in the back of the stock here. And then the grip cap is threaded into the bolts like so. And well, essentially, there you have it. That's how the stock is held in place. I really like that. I think it's an elegant way of doing things. It didn't require any specialized tools to take down. The fore end is held on this pillar here, so that pillar there and that pillar there, and then it kind of beds along the side of the barrel channel. I'm going to try and get a better bedding system there. There's room to store down in here if you wanted to store some survival items, if you're using this as a survival rifle, maybe an emergency cleaning kit, a couple of extra rounds or something like that. And so long as you had a nice flathead screwdriver with you, you can get those out. Sling swivel there that's goes into a big plastic boss, so it should be fairly sturdy. On to the barrel. Obviously I had it shortened. This is a thread protector off of my Remington 700 SPS. The reason I have it on here is it's the same thread pitch, and I've mounted a permanent suppressor attachment to my Remington 700. You can see the threads are done fairly well there, and I'll show you when I get it all back together what it looks like with the suppressor mounted. 16 inches plus about a tenth. If I decide to rethread this again, I could go 5/7/8 by 28 over these threads. And if I have to rethread it again, or if I have to chop the threads off altogether, I could cut it right there at the shoulder and thread this portion here. There is the pivot pin hole going through there. It's a heavily countersunk on both sides to make it easy, I guess. There is the lug that holds, you can see the wear on there from playing with it. There's a lug that holds the barrel in the locked position, and the breech face there, or not the breech face, but the breech end of the barrel. Recoil pad, again, just straight hollow, kind of a rubbery, plasticky kind of concoction, and I don't see any good way of replacing this without a little extra work with another kind of recoil pad, so I'm kind of stuck with that. When I put it back on, I never intend to take it off again unless something breaks. The stock, I've already installed an Allen extra cartridge carrier on there. The only issues I have with the stock are this sharp edge down here, which when you grip it, it does give you some abrasion, and I'm going to go ahead and smooth that out. See what I'm talking about there? And then a little bit up here too. And smooth that out. I'll show you how I'm going to mask this off to keep from getting a whole bunch of debris in there, and then I'll do some before and after shots of the receiver. Be back in a minute. Okay, some might say this is a bit fastidious, but what I am attempting to do here is I'm attempting to keep the metal shavings and dust from intruding into the receiver. So I've isolated the area I'm going to work on, and I will show you the finished product in a minute. And we're back, and as you can see, I've just broken the edge there. Put a little cold blue on it, and it doesn't take too well to a hardened steel, but that is about what you're going to get. One nice thing about it is it's not going to cut you now. I can move as hard as I want over that, and I'm not worried. Scrape it as I'm inserting another round, doing rapid reloads, and I'm good to go. Alright, we're going to do the stock now, and we'll put it back together. Okay, one more thing before I put it back together. If you notice the angle on the front of the stock, it's not perfectly flat. These are actually beveled a little bit. And the reason is because they fit into recesses here. There you go. And that bevel keeps them from popping out under recoil, so they should stay nice and flush. Shouldn't have any long-term issues with flexing or the stock bending out of there. So if you notice, I trimmed up in here and in here, and it's all nice and smooth. And trimmed up right in here, and it's all nice and smooth. For the price, I'm willing to do 20 minutes worth of work, which is about all this whole process took me. And I'm going to put it back together, and we'll see what it looks like. And as promised, there she is assembled. And that's just about where I said I wanted it cut off at. Didn't take too long, and it is just a tad under 32 inches. And if we're going to have an AR-15, why don't we go big? This is one you haven't seen before. EOTech under here. This is one you haven't seen before, my videos at least, but it's been a tried and true gun for me. Trusty old 9mm. But if you see with the stock collapsed, the AR-15 is the identical size, and that is actually just what I was going for, because I've got a few cases that fit the AR-15 collapsed. One more step, I've got a suppressor to put on, so I will be right back. And there you have it. It's an AR-15 length, well, collapse stock length, 44 Magnum powerhouse. Hopefully we'll have 300 grain loads going down range later this year, and I will post those online. Real lightweight, real handy. I enjoyed making this video. If you enjoyed watching it, I would appreciate a like, a favorite, a subscription, share, comment, whatever you'd like to do. It's around him. Goodbye.